All right, traders, a very warm welcome. Devang here. So last evening, when I asked you all to take puts, Nifty was currently at that price, 14,841. And I told you all buy 14,800 April puts, 14,800 March puts. And at that point of time, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, everyone must be laughing and saying, what the hell is this guy talking about? Because yesterday, Nifty was at 14,840, up about 150 points intraday. And everyone was, thinking in their minds, what the hell is wrong with this guy? And I want to show you that screenshot that I sent yesterday, which I personally took. We took 14,800 puts at 170 and 14,800 puts at 80 rupees levels. And I said that, I'm not comfortable. I'm feeling very scared. So let's exit. But I want to show you that these guys are currently at 240. 14,800 put March. It's currently trading at 240. That is three times the value that it was yesterday. So what happened today was already planned, was already in my mind. I could not upload a video yesterday. Very sorry about that. Couple of errands I had to run, but things were going on in my mind. What was exactly bothering me? So today I've not made a lot of money. I'm very open about it. I don't have anything to hide. If you're on my Discord, you're already aware of the trades that I take. Which brings me to the topic that if you like our Telegram channel, if you're enjoying my Telegram channel, the Financial Analyst, if you want more support, you should join the Bold Project. That's my 20 hours of stock market training, and you can get it for $24.99 only. So you get 1 year access to our Discord community where we give our own trades and we are more active helping you out in the live market. So it's a two-way discussion that goes on there. So if you're interested in that, you can WhatsApp me or Himalay. The numbers are there on the screen right now. So today I did not do very, very well. And I want to tell you the reason also, what happened with me, what's the trade that went wrong. That's the Bank Nifty put that went wrong. Eventually, it gave a lot of money. I want to talk about that. I want to discuss the trades that I've taken today and the reason I was asking you to be bearish yesterday in the end and not take calls home. So I want to discuss all of that. So let's start with yesterday's closing and we can carry it forward from there. So this is the post-market analysis. So what I'll do from today is make two different videos, one around 4 o'clock doing the post-market and one around 8 o'clock when the data comes out, which is about the strategy for tomorrow. So if I'm not wrong, yesterday I sent out a message to not carry any positions. I think that was the stance that we did yesterday. Probably so you must be aware on Telegram. So yesterday you were all told not to carry any positions. The reason was we had this level of 14,841. I want to show that level to you because I think it's very, very important, and that is something that has changed the entire perspective of the game. uh, all right, so this was the level that I told you, 14,841, exactly over there. I told you all that if you want to be strong, if you want to take home calls, it's fine. Above this level, we are bullish intraday. But if you want to be strong, you have to close above 14,841. The question is, have you closed above that yesterday? No. That was the entire reason I was not comfortable with the market yesterday. I was so happy yesterday when markets made a new intraday high. I think we reached about 14,900 approximate levels. I was so happy at that point of time. But what ticked me off was, why did this selling come? So this tells me that the institutions last night were not comfortable holding calls. They were not comfortable on the long side. And I've been showing you the data every single day. Institutions holding 1.9 lakh contracts in index puts. That is disturbing. Monthly expiry tomorrow, holding 1.9 lakh puts. That is disturbing. As simple as that. So this was the reason which I told you all. We scalped some puts at this point of time yesterday. We made about 40K. I personally made 40K on that trade. And we closed below 14,841, which told me that even though we made a high, we could not sustain there, which means markets are not really strong. They are again ready to go down. A lot of people ask me, why do you change views every single day? Why can't you have a stable view? I'm going to ask you, do you have a stable view in the market right now? And are you able to make money on that stable view? Let's say you're long in the market. Are you able to make money in longs even for 1 hour? You aren't. Because I'm going to show you a position I took. I took ICICI April 580 puts. This is a trade I took when ICICI was at 575. I'll show that to you. Please listen to these points because they're extremely, extremely important. ICICI Bank. So I took a ICICI short, whatever reason, let's forget about that for a second. And when the markets went down, I sent a message on Telegram also that 570 is extremely, extremely important support. So the chart is in front of you. So what I said was that 570 is an extremely, extremely important support. So if this level is going to break, you will see some pressure in Bank Nifty. These were the messages I sent out today. So when I was short today morning, we made some good amount of money. And, look at the extent of pullbacks. In a normal scenario, this doesn't happen. From 568 low, the pullback was all the way till 574. Now you tell me, if I've short the market at this point of time, do you think I can hold the market all the way till there? It's not possible for me. I am a trader who loves his own money. I don't want to let the money go. And it's very, very important that you respect that. You have to learn how to manage your money. And if the pullbacks are coming as much as the rally is, or as much as the move is coming, you can't hold a winning trade for long. That's why I'm telling every single day, markets are mixed. They're giving you both sided movements. Number two, you can't stay in a position long. If you're getting some good money, exit immediately. That's exactly what happened even with my Bank Nifty trade. We took a put in my community at the perfect time. I'm going to show you that also. We took a put on Bank Nifty at around 2 o'clock, 2:30s, when the move was about to happen. And see what happened. See the extent of the pullbacks coming in. So we took a put somewhere at 33,540 levels, and the pullback, which the reversal move, the SL Hunt move, which I can say, it came all the way to 33,700. And now you tell me, can you sustain that much loss in your account? Because I couldn't. I had a good 80K loss. Obviously, I was very high on the quantity because I said on my Telegram channel that Bank Nifty is about to crack. I was sure about that. I was sure about that last night when we could not close above 841. I was sure about it today. The reason I was sure about today was, see the rejections coming in the market. See the rejections. Any upward move. The first candle, 1230. See the upward move, rejected. The second candle, 115. The upward move, rejected, rejected, rejected. All the moves that were coming in the market today were getting rejected. And we were consolidating today at 33,460 levels, which is very, very close to our breakdown level of 33,400. And I was sure it's going to happen. So I took a thousand quantity in Bank Nifty. It's a good amount of quantity. And when I got an 80-point move against me, I had to get out. I had to get out because I could not stay. And I did something very, very good. So eventually I got into a loss of, I think, about 60K, which was around 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the afternoon. But I was very, very fast in taking an Axis Bank put, getting some good amount of money there, and finally closing the account in green. I've not closed the position. Right now, it's the averaging out that's done, which has reduced my premium. But tomorrow, it should be around 36 when the market opens tomorrow. So because of the last 15, 30-minute candles average out, so the premiums reduce. But what I'm trying to say from these points is, the markets have been extremely volatile, number one. You cannot stay in positions for too long because the pullbacks coming in on the opposite side are so long that they are literally not allowing you to trail stop loss. So because of all these things, you have to keep changing your stance. That's why on Telegram, today I made you buy calls also. If you are aware of that, I'll show that to you in a minute. Today we bought calls also, I think somewhere at 11:45. I don't know what that time was. Yeah, at this point of time, at 14,615. I told you all very well, please buy calls here. Stop loss 575. Very small 30-40 point SL. And we got 614 all the way to 679. Good 1.5 is 2 on return. Very good clocked in. I think at that time, the premium was 170. We took it to 190. We made some good money there. And at the same time, I told you to short after that. So I am changing my views because the markets that I see, I have a different way to see the markets, and I'm seeing everyday explosive moves happening. If you see the markets in the last couple of days, you can see what's happening. Last night you were at 14,871. Today 14,564. 300 points down. So it's not a joke. You have to adapt yourself to your surroundings. That's the advice I want to give you from here. And please, I talked to a lot of my clients. Last night, I talked about 25 of our bold project clients. Most of them make the same mistake. Due to low capital, what they do is take a trade in March expiry. And March expiry, yes, it could give you a lot of money because time factor is small. You could go deep into the money and get a lot of intrinsic value. That's right. But March expiry is risky and it can literally get you out of the market bankrupt because options can bankrupt you. Hope you keep these points in mind. You can see the volatility that's persisting. Huge upward movement, huge downward movement. huge upward movement, huge downward movement, again consolidation, again down. And this was not the case in Feb. This was not the case in January or in the last year, because if you all remember, we were also comfortable trailing our positions last entire 1 year. We have been fine. Moves have been violent, but we have been fine trailing the position because the view continues. So if we say a bottom's being made, the view continues, and it goes in that direction. So right now, I think volatility will persist maybe till tomorrow, and then we'll see what should we do for the April expiry. Is it going to be the same picture, or are we going to actually make a bottom, retest that Bank Nifty 32,600 level, and then move forward? So I'll discuss about all of that. But this is the post-market analysis. And yeah, one more important thing I want to add. I know I speak a lot. My videos are long, but the reason these videos are long is so that you can learn from the mistakes that I made. I could have easily clocked in 1.5. I was up 1.5 today, but I finally closed around 30 to 40. So I've made some mistakes. I want to tell you all, a lot of people must have hit a stop loss today because of the violent moves that are happening, of course. But I want to give you 2 to 3 pieces of advice. I hope you learn that before it's too late. The number one advice is FOMO. Guys, understand, a lot of people come to me and they say we missed this 1,000 point fall in Bank Nifty. If I ask you, on your face right now, isn't Bank Nifty moving 1,000 point every single day? Because if it is, if you lose today, you can again make the money tomorrow. So it's not important for you to trade every single day. For example, last night couldn't do the analysis, so I was not sure what to do tomorrow. Today, when I woke up in the morning, I knew I had to short, but not the exact levels, because I woke up late. I was tired. Personal errands last night in the hospital. So all those things came into the picture. But what I'm trying to say is, if you have done your analysis, if you've done your homework, only then trade. All right. And if you miss a move, don't be scared, because it will continue tomorrow and day after. Bank Nifty last 10 days was at 38,000 or something. Now it's at 33,000, 5,000 points, I think, in 2 or 3 weeks. So moves have been violent. So markets are here to stay. What's important are you and your capital going to be there to play the markets or no? That's the important thing, which you have to think in your minds and answer right now. And if you like this video, if you have been enjoying our Telegram, if you've been enjoying our Discord, making money from the advice that we give you, let me know in the comments what you did today. Let me know on that like button, and don't forget to click on that bell icon and subscribe channel if you're new. So all these things come into play. And please, guys, play in the money, right? If you see my positions, I'm always playing in the money or very close at the money. Yes, it takes a lot of money. It takes some good amount of capital, but you'll be safe. I always say that the cost in the market. If you want to lose money, take out the money. If you want to make some money, you have to spend some more money on the premium, but you will be more sure that you'll make that money. So all the positions you can see I take are generally at the money or in the money. So just keep that point in mind, and always see they are in the April expiry. I could have played with March. I could have literally made double or triple the money, but it's about safety in the market and end of the day. So that's about some lessons that I wanted to give you from today's market. So let's talk about a couple of trades. So as I said, today Bank Nifty was looking very, very weak. Today the first thing which I didn't like was we opened gap down, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so today we opened gap down. This was one indication that markets are looking weak. And see the amount of inside bars that were coming in. We got a good inside candle over here, fall. Another inside candle over here, fall. Inside candles are very good setups to make money, low risk, high reward. And they have been doing so, forever. So this is, again, if you see the charts of Nifty, I think the entire fall in Nifty was on the inside candle phenomenon, which you could have, if you are in our programs, any of our programs, you should be aware of that. So we got a good inside candle over here at this point of time at 10:30. We got a good inside candle at 11 o'clock also. So the falls were easy to capture. And that is something you have to keep in mind. And I took a couple of trades. I think Axis was one trade. Yes, I want to give you this lesson before I move forward to the view of the market. I want to give this lesson is, so why did I exit puts of Bank Nifty and entered Axis Bank 710p? Because I was already in a losing trade. I was in a loss. Why did I immediately shift? So I'll show you what went in my mind on the chart of Bank Nifty. So I was very sure. I told you, I gave you this level on our Telegram also. I'll just go run through our Telegram and show you this level. I said that today, yeah. So I gave you this notification much before things were happening, 150. I said markets are about to crack please be careful. I said close below 33467 is the trigger, and that is nothing but the custom super trend level that I've created. It's a 33467 level. That was the trigger that I had. So I got stopped out some at this point of time, and I was sitting out of the market. But the moment that I saw that market started coming in this, I went on to the stock. I went on to the constituent of Bank Nifty. Try to understand this. If you want to be safe in the markets with options, Nifty is the one for you. If you love volatility, then Bank Nifty is the one for you, because it moves every day right now for 1,000 points, 500 points minimum. So it's going to be extremely, extremely volatile. So when you trade Bank Nifty, I would say, I really, my personal experience, if I generally play naked, and yes, I do make a loss sometimes, but I cut it fast. And I've been recovering that. I'm very happy, and I'm very obliged to the markets about that. So when you are trading Bank Nifty, your heart is pounding. It's pounding very fast. But that will not be the scenario if you're trading a component of Bank Nifty. So generally, SBI is something I don't trade. It's a public sector bank and doesn't generally give me the move that I like. At the same time, even HDFC Bank, I would say, is one component that moves on its own. That because that's the component on which the entire Bank Nifty is based on, or Nifty is based on. So I don't generally trade HDFC Bank, because any small move can just reverse everything. So those two move out. Then you have Kotak, ICICI, Axis. These are the three other banks. Kotak has been very wild in the last couple of days, and I don't find Kotak to give logical movements. So see, what I'm trying to tell you is, you can choose whatever stock that you want, but my harmony always sits with ICICI and Axis. Also, the reason is these two stocks are not only huge components in Bank Nifty, but they're also very big components in Nifty. So if these guys move, both the indices move together. So when I saw Bank Nifty was breaking these lows, I could have entered Bank Nifty, but I didn't, because I never take a put at the bottom and I never take a call at the top, because things could reverse. This is nothing but the support. So I shifted to Axis Bank. ICICI had already given a move, but Axis Bank was yet to break that 710 mark. So, and as I saw that Axis Bank was breaking this trend line, I immediately took a trade here. And I think around 713 was the price going on at that time. And we got a good amount of profit. About 10 rupees was clocked in, and things were okay. So if you miss a move on the index, if you get hunted, and if you want to enter again, my advice would be, do not enter the index again, because you'll be emotionally attached, but rather go with a stock which has a good weightage in that index. That way you could really be safe and enter that same position again. So that's the advice I want to give you today on the markets. So a couple of other important updates came. We got an update that PM Modi was about to address the nation, but it turned out that it was not the news out there, and just some fabricated things that came. I also gave you a 14,700 call option to buy 170, and we booked a good 15-20 point profit. My observation is, guys, try to understand, this is a market where you need to scalp. If you are in that lunch zone from 11 o'clock to 1:15, 1:30, that's the time where you scalp. And around, if I'm giving you a trade at 1 o'clock, 12:30, you need to know that I should scalp it out, because right now markets are giving both the sided moves, and they are not sustaining. So sitting in a position for too long is not making sense. That was one trade I gave you all. And I think I gave you a lot of levels also today. I gave you a couple of levels on Nifty, Bank Nifty, all the stocks I gave you. And I hope that had helped you out today in our Telegram group. So that was about it, I think. I don't know if I sent any other important update today on Telegram. Yes, one very important thing that I want to share. So that was about Telegram. If you have made some money out of our Telegram channel, if you're finding our Telegram useful, let me know in the comments, guys, because I would like to know, should I continue this Telegram service for some time? Because if people are finding it useful, I would. And if it's not being used by a lot of people, then I know that I don't need to put a lot of attention to that. So I'm putting a lot of efforts, spending time in Telegram, and out of my own trades. So do let me know if you're making some money out of it. Hit that like button also, it would mean a lot to me. And share it with your friends. If your friends, colleagues, us, our family are struggling in the markets, refer them to us. That would mean a lot to me. So let's talk about the markets now, guys. Enough chit chat. Let's talk about the markets. Markets have not closed well today. I'll be very honest. I've told you this since yesterday. 841 was the level I have to close above. If I'm closing above 841, I was good. If I'm not closing above 841, I am not good. So yeah, I'll just zoom it out for you. Uh, I'm going to open the RSI also, because that's something very important I want to show in the RSI. If you all remember my video in the last couple of days, let me just make this small. I told you one very, very important thing. I said that the structure of Nifty is still intact, right? And the higher high, higher low formation was being maintained. There was nothing wrong till now. What happened was on 16th of February, we made a good high. And after that, we have been making lower highs. Please observe this point, because this could help you out in the coming days. So the first observation is that from 16th of Feb, in last 1.5 months, we have been making consecutively lower highs. And even this move that we saw yesterday was just a lower high move. I think you should have stopped at 20 MA if I'm not wrong. Yes. Now, this is something which is not good. This is something which is not good for the markets. The red line on the screen is 20 MA. So 20 MA generally gives you either a support or it will give you a resistance. If the markets were strong, they would have bounced from the lower band and went above 20 MA. But see what has happened right now. The parody is that yesterday it has taken a strong resistance at 20 MA and it has bounced back, which tells me that markets are not doing good. So what has happened is not only we are getting lower highs, we have stopped at the 20 MA. So everyone who is short in the market is going to have stop loss at 14,900, which means that in the coming sessions, unless until 14,900 is not broken, you will always see some kind of selling. So I would say there will always be sellers who are at the higher level. So no matter how much of a rise you get, you will always get selling from the upside. That is always going to happen. But now the important thing is the lower highs have been made. Now the problem is, when will the lower low be maintained? So this level of 14,470 odd numbers, 14,450 odd numbers, the moment you are closing below this, that will also establish a lower low. Right now, we have not got any lower low. Now, there are a couple of things that could happen. If you see the last time you bounced from the lower Bollinger Band, that could also be the case now. You could get a double bottom kind of formation and you could rise back into new highs. That is one thing. So what you have to observe tomorrow is what is the market doing at this level, which is nothing but 14,470. You can see on the screen over here, the levels are being given. The lower band right now is 14,483. So approximately 14,500. What is the market doing there? Because that's a lower Bollinger Band. If the markets take support and bounce, that could lead to a good double bottom formation and markets going higher. But right now, what is more logical is that this support has been tested multiple times. If you have been seeing my videos, if you are if you are in any of the courses, you know very well that if a level is tested multiple times, it gets weak. The very simple logic is, if I have an iPhone with me, if I want to break the iPhone, if I throw it once, it's not going to break. But if I throw it 10 times, it will surely break. That is something which you have to notice tomorrow. Number one, am I sustaining the lower Bollinger Band on the daily chart? Number two, am I closing below that? Because if I'm closing, I would say then this area will open up till 200. Number one, and we could also start to see a bigger correction into 13,700, which is my budget low. That could be a possibility, because right now the structure is not looking good. This is something on Nifty that I'm getting. Already I would say we are on a sell on a rise market as of now, right? My view keeps on changing. I'm okay with that. Eventually you are making money on that, right? My Discord community, my mentorship clients are making money on that, and we are timely in changing our views. So I think we should be fine. So as soon as these levels are breaking, we can again see a sharp fall. Tomorrow is a monthly expiry. On expiry, generally you get a sideways kind of day, but on monthly expiries, things are generally explosive. You could see further falls. And this monthly expiry, one thing I want to add, in the last couple of months, what used to happen was that the first 2 weeks used to be very high movements, and after that market is to consolidate. In this month, what has happened is markets have been consolidating from the first 2-3 weeks. So whenever that happens, I've noticed that the last 1-2 days or the monthly expiry could be very, very explosive. So let's see what happens tomorrow. If you're a new trader, try to play very small, or try to play in the next month expiry or in the next week expiry. I will not be playing in tomorrow's expiry. I'm not interested to lose my capital. I will earn less money, but I will always play in the first April expiry. So tomorrow's focus is what happens over here. If we are breaking and closing below this, a further fall should be accompanied. RSI at 42. Generally, RSI takes support at 40. That is another thing to watch. If RSI breaks 40, that could be regarded as completing the cycle, going back to 30 and then bouncing back. So just also keep this point in mind. Looking at the dollar index, not looking good. I gave you that update already on our Telegram. Dollar index, see, exactly the opposite case has happened on dollar. In Nifty, what happened was Nifty took resistance at 20 MA and fell down. On the dollar index, it took support at 20 MA going back up. Dollar has still got 11 hours to trade. So if the dollar index is going to break out today, that will lead to further correction, further pressure in Indian markets. When dollar gets stronger, which this means that people pull out of the emerging markets, they put money in their own treasuries, which will also probably get the treasury yield up. So that is another thing to watch. Right now, the treasury yields have gone down. It's at 1.64. They have cooled off. So that's another thing that you need to watch. Are the treasury yields in the evening, are they going back to the 1.75 levels? What is the situation of dollar? Is the dollar breaking out today? All these things need to be watched. It's very important. We are at a very critical stage in the markets. I would say it's a make or break level for the bulls. So let's see. Bank Nifty, banking has been weak. It's been weak. I've been saying this again and again. Himalaya has been saying this again and again. Banking's been weak, and this level, has already been broken. It's already been broken, 33,400. And I told you this at 1 o'clock that markets are about to crack. I told you in the morning itself. Now, please remember my message. I said if 570 breaks on ICICI, markets will crack. If you didn't, at that point of time, you all laugh and you say, how is that possible? Because that's the research I put in. I put a lot of effort when I'm analyzing the market. So if I say something, that better happen. So it's again about, I always tell people, you can be wrong in the market. There is no right or wrong in the markets. But what matters is how much money do you make when you're right and how much money do you lose when you're wrong. So I'm very happy in the last couple of days. Only one stop loss day has been there for me, which is Thursday. And I've been comfortable in the last 2-3 weeks. So I haven't seen any bigger losses. So in the morning, also I sent a very, very strong message about dollar index, which came into my mind. But yeah, Brent crude is also not doing well, 5% down. That's the reason why our paints have been up. So I sent this message at the morning only that if 570 ICICI breaks, markets will plunge further. So all these small points I keep on making. Hopefully you benefit from them. So tomorrow, this is already weak. If you look at the RSI, you can see the level 40 levels already been broken, and we have closed below 40. That leads to pressure. This means that the 30 level now could come on the RSI, which means further fall is possible on Bank Nifty. So I would say that, if you open flattish tomorrow, fall will continue. If you open gap down, further pressure will be seen. I've recommended everyone not to take any calls today home. It's not recommended. Puts is up to you what you want to do. So I would say that this level could be tested. This is nothing but 32,700 odd numbers, 32,800 odd numbers. This is now one level which we could come back to test. This breakout has happened in the markets, but we have not tested that. So I think the first target, if everyone goes short, if the markets start to plunge, would be a 32,800, 32,700, depending upon how you want to play it, how much this you can suffice. That would be my first target that I would be like to going for. I am on Axis shorts. I'm holding it for a while. I think if I get some good profits tomorrow, I'm out of the market because it's been so volatile. So I'll see tomorrow where markets open. And I think when this level is coming, this is a place where we can start to think about longs again. So let's see how markets function. You have my live support on Telegram. You have my live support on our mentorship programs. If you want to be connected with me more in a more better way, if you want to talk to me, I would suggest you join our Bold project. That's the most reasonable course that we have to offer, 2,500 rupees one-time cost only. and it's a good learning experience for each and every one of us. That's about it for now, and I'll see you in the evening when the data is out.